I still feel a bit queasy. My mind and my stomach have been settled since that night. I think I'm infected with something. It wouldn't surprise me if that witch doomed me with some kind of poison or spell. She was relentless. But I digress. I can't keep thinking about Lacroix without going into further detail about everything else, so I'll start from where I left off with the janitor and returning home. I had thought that the janitor was weird at first, but his advice is probably some of the most important advice that I had simply ignored. If I had listened to reason, instead of putting all of my trust on some stupid hope that I would be in a relationship, I would have left immediately. But I didn't listen. I went home that night, ready to get through my classes and homework for the week, ready to head back to Xi Omicron Iota. I was excited to head back to a place where I felt like I belonged. At least I felt like I belonged back then. I got out of my classes at 2, so there was going to be some time before I could head back to the sorority house. So I decided to go hang out with Serena and the other members of the sorority who were running the booth for the sorority on campus. They were nice enough, but I always thought that the girls that would sit in chairs behind her always looked tired. I'm not saying they didn't wear enough makeup, they just looked tired and drained, like something had drained the life out of them. I should have been more suspicious than I was in that moment, but I just shrugged it off, thinking that they were at some big party or a concert the night before, and they were just tired from partying all night. I feel so sorry for those girls, being used the way they were. I should have thought it was weird of them to be wearing long sleeves in August. We chatted for hours on end about our classes and what plans we had after leaving college. We talked about other clubs and church groups on campus, made jokes about the other clubs and how dumb they were. Most of them wanted to have all the same students in them and would only want them to be dedicated to one single club. It was so ridiculous. But now that I look back on that day, Xi Omicron Iota really wasn't that much different. They were always looking for new members for their dark plans. I didn't realize in that moment I was sealing my fate by not only associating with those girls, but by being more than eager to go to their sorority house. Serena offered me a ride to and from the house for the second day of rush week. I gladly accepted, hoping that it would make me seem better in her eyes. She didn't seem to act indifferent, but that was probably just my assumption at the time. We went to the sorority house and met up in regular attire this time. Everyone was encouraged to participate in games, where we had to learn more about each other, and where Serena and Lacroix got to learn more about us. It started out simple, take an online personality test on our phones. Easy enough. I told them mine, along with the other girls. Then it started to get weird. We began to do tests based on astrology, which is weird since most of them are utter bullshit. We then did a test of blood testing kits where we're informed of our blood types and what our personalities were roughly based off of due to our blood type. They said it was a trend in Japan, but that thing was less accurate than the astrology test, and way more creepy. Some of the other girls tried to argue and complain about how boring everything was at the house, and those girls were quickly dragged out of the room into some undisclosed location. I thought they were just being kicked out of the sorority, or they were going to have to go do some other activity if they were going to stay in the running, but I never saw them again. Well, if I said that, I'd be lying to everyone else and myself. I didn't see them again that night, or for the rest of the rush week. I didn't pay them much mind at the moment, but I do feel sorry for them now. We continued on with the activities for the night, until it was time for Serena to take me back to my apartment. We talked on the way in her car, mainly about the activities that night, and what more were coming the next few days. Most of them actually sounded fun. A pool party, game night, and a full ceremony to see who would be allowed in. And from what Serena was telling me, I was likely to be a prime candidate for one of the newest members of Xi Omicron Iota. I was so full of joy that night, thinking that I would have a dedicated spot in their sorority. Well, that isn't quite far from the truth. I did have a dedicated spot in their fraternity, but not the one I would expect. The next 2 days rolled on by, with partying and games. There was just so much that happened that I barely paid attention for when Friday came along. I had a lot of fun, and so did most of the girls. There was another one who went to go use the restroom on Wednesday, and was never seen again. There seemed to be more and more girls who were seemingly vanishing, and I don't know what was going on. All the while Serena and Lacroix were watching us all attentively, plotting, planning for the events on Friday. Friday came, along with the stress of what to wear and what to do afterward to celebrate. I wanted to go out with the other girls to celebrate, but I didn't realize how deep I'd fallen into their trap, or how I would ever really recover. I keep having headaches. I need to finish this story tomorrow. I can't keep holding everything back. It's only a matter of time before they find me. Lacroix doesn't give up easily, and I know that she won't stop until she has me. I'll rest for tonight, but tomorrow, the story ends. I need everyone to know about that house and about Lacroix. It all ends tomorrow.